talk now, though, to Scott Peden. He's working with the charity Electrical Safety First, which is an organisation which is trying to safeguard people who have electric bikes, because Scott lost his partner and 2 children and dogs in an e-bike fire. Scott, very good morning to you.
Thank you, Graham. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Scott. Tell us what happened.
So basically, my original battery was stolen when I just went to pick up some dog food from Tesco's Express.
Right.
Some lovely people decided to take a screwdriver to my bike and pop the seat and run off with my battery.
Mm. And is that something that's expensive to replace?
Well, this is the thing that I had the issue with. I was less than 10 days before payday, and a brand new battery at the time was costing nearly £650. And I
Wow.
just did not have that at the time. So I had no choice but to scrimp, save, and beg to get enough money to buy one of the second-hand batteries that are quite common on eBay.
Okay. And you didn't really know where that was from?
No, I didn't know where it was from, but I read the description. It said good runner, all working order, and all the traits that would say it's a good buy.
Right. And so that was what caused the fire, presumably.
And that it is. I put the kids to bed. Very normal night. I went to bed with the missus around about 9 o'clock. I would normally get up for work at 1:30 in the morning, but that night around about quarter to 12, me, my partner, and both of the children were all awoken by an almighty bang coming from downstairs. It honestly sounded like someone had just dropped a bowling ball right
Right.
next to my bed.
Right.
And by the time
And did you know there was a fire at that point?
it was very quickly noticed, before I was even able to get out of my bed and get to the bedroom door, I could see the glow of orange just coming through the hall, up the stairs and through the hall. And as soon as I walked out my bedroom, all you could see was this massive orange and red monster of a fire coming straight up the stairs and
Right.
going straight to the roof.
And I'm told that electrical fires from those particular batteries are really toxic as well. So the air must have been horrible.
It was basically because my partner was a bit of a big girl. We both looked at each other and knew she wouldn't get out the window. So after calling for help a few times, I decided to try and sort of fight the fire myself. So I jumped out the window, breaking my heel in 3 different places at the time, and managed to get back in the house. And
And where were the
it
children at this point?
they were, well, I don't know where my son was, but Lily, my daughter, had already woken up and was crying with her mother as I jumped out the window to try and fight the fire.
It's
When
a
I
shocking
got,
story. And so presumably you couldn't get them out at all?
no, when I finally got to the fire was honestly something you've seen in some corny action movie. The flames were horrendous. They were going from the ground floor right up the stairs to
Mm.
the roof. And when I tried to unplug the bike from the battery, I was getting too close to the flames and my pajamas started to catch fire. And once I realized there was no putting it out, my next option was to try and get out the door. But as soon as I went to the door, I put my hand on the handle, and as soon as I felt that, I felt a massive burn on my hand. So I pulled my hand away as quick as I can and said, all right, I'm going to have to do this as quick as I can. So I put my hand back on the
Right.
handle and other hand on the key and twisted it as quick as I could. But I felt the key bending and warping in my finger because it was just melting in the heat.
It sounds absolutely horrific. It's just awful. Um, Listen, Scott, I'm going to have to ask you what you are asking for. What is it that you need to do? Ban these batteries?
Well, me and the company Electrical Safety First are trying to tighten the regulations on second-hand and older batteries being sold online, because you never know where they're from.
Right.
Need some third-party certification to
Mm.
make sure they are safe to use again, because the problem is you don't know how old that battery is
Right.
when you buy it. You don't know how many people have tampered with it.
Right.
And that was
No,
my
it's
issue. I had
absolutely.
multiple people tampering with it.
No, it's so dangerous. Well, Scott, listen, thank you for telling us your story. It's an awful story. Scott Peden there, who lost his partner and 2 children and dogs in an e-bike fire, because the bike was in the house, which you're not supposed to really do either.